Nama Shrishtam Manamapi Vishati Putram Atra Surupam Rupam Tasagratha Muripurim Maturim Goshtvahatim Radha Kundam Giribaram Aho Radhikam Hanavasam Prabdo Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Gurum Tam Natos Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tudale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namah Ananda Lila Maya Vikrahaya Hema Bhadvyats Chavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Raskarim Kuru Tavaivasmi Najivami Tayavina Tivikaya Devi Tam Nama Chanantikam. First of all, I offer my heart like flowers thousands and thousands of times at the lotus feet of my holy master, my supremely worshipable spiritual guru, Asmadev Paramaradatam Guru Pada Padma, Nitya Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad, Ashtotarasata Srimad Rupanugacharya Varya, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Guru's Guru, to Srila Prabhupada, and to our entire Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And finally, I offer my pranam to all of my dear Vaishnava brothers and sisters. Vanchakal. Swayam Bhagavan, Sri Krishna himself, adorned with the astonishing sentiments and complexion of his most dearly beloved Srimati Radhika, appeared in this world, in this Kali Yuga, in 1486, in Mayapur, Navadip Dham, in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this incarnation, Krishna, in his Gaura Swarup, he wanted to distribute, he wanted to give what no incarnation had ever given before. Many avatars of the Lord came to this world. Many acharyas came to this world. And they have distributed bhakti. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to distribute bhakti rasa. Bhakti rasa. And for this, he pointed towards the supreme of all scriptures, Grantaraj, Srimad Bhagavatam. You see, there are many traditions, there are many lines of gurus, sampradayas, especially in this age of Kali, Madhva Sampradaya, Ramanuja Sampradaya, Nimbarka Sampradaya, Vishnu Swami Sampradaya. And they honor the Vedas, Vedanta, and the Puranas. Among the Puranas, there are great texts like Vishnu Purana, Padma Purana, Bhagavad Purana. But they don't give any special position to Srimad Bhagavatam. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Krishna Bhakti Rasa Swarup Sri Bhagavat Sarva Veda Shastra Hoite Parama Mahatva. This Srimad Bhagavatam is Bhakti Rasa Swarup, the embodiment of the liquid mellows of the various divine flavors of love for Sri Krishna. And for that reason, Srimad Bhagavatam Sarva Veda Shastra Hoite Parama Mahatva, its importance is far above and beyond the importance of any other Vedic text. Srila Vyasadeva, he had given Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Vedanta Sutra, so many Puranas, but still he was dissatisfied. He wasn't satisfied. Then when his Guru Pada Padma, Sri Narad Muni, came to him and blessed him, then he went into trance. Bhakti Yogena Manasi Samyak Pranitayamale Apasam Purusha Punam Mayam Chattara Pasvayam. And in his trance he saw Srimad Bhagavatam and then manifested it. So Srimad Bhagavatam was Srila Vyasadeva's final contribution to the world. And after revealing Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Vyasadeva was satisfied. Why? Yasmin tuste jagat tushtam. Because when Krishna is satisfied, then you become satisfied. Before, Sri Krishna wasn't fully satisfied with him. Why? Srila Vyasadeva had glorified Krishna so much, but he had not glorified Srimati Radhika and the gopis of Vrindavan. He had not revealed deeply the glories of their ecstatic love. So Krishna was not satisfied. But when Srila Vyasadeva manifested Srimad Bhagavatam with the very beautiful expressions of love of the gopis of Vrindavan, the 5 Geets, Venu Geet, Pranay Geet, Gopi Geet, Yugal Geet and Brahmar Geet. When Srila Vyasadeva manifested this and Radhika was glorified to the highest degree, then Krishna was so pleased. And when Krishna was satisfied, then Srila Vyasadeva was satisfied. So he put his pen to rest. He didn't write anything after that. It was now perfect. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed this special position of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is the embodiment of Bhakti Rasamrita, the nectar of Bhakti Rasa. So Srila Vyasadeva, in his Mangala Charanam, auspicious invocation of Srimad Bhagavatam, there he said, Nigama kalpataro galitaham palam Shukhamukadamrita dravasamyutam Pibata Bhagavatam rasamalayam Muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. O expert and thoughtful men, you are those of you who are the connoisseurs of relishing the sweetness of Bhakti Rasa. Drink this Srimad Bhagavatam through your ears again and again. Pibata Bhagavatam rasam alayam. Alayam, lay means liberation. Drink it up to the point when you're liberated, muhuraho, and again drink it, even after liberation. That means even those sages who are already beyond this world find astonishing taste in the verses, in the words, even in the syllables of Srimad Bhagavatam. And alay also means liberation, it also means devastation or the state of fainting. In other words, Pipat Bhagavatam Rasamalayam, hear this beautiful Srimad Bhagavatam until you faint in ecstasy. Muhur, and again, when you wake up, hear it again and faint again. This is the occupation of the pure Vaishnavas, the pure Rasik Vaishnavas of Shri Krishna, tasting, fainting, waking, fainting again. Drowning in the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam, because it's a Nigama Kalpatro Galitam Phalam. Shukhamukadamrita Drava Samyatam. It is a liquid juice of the mature fruit of the desire tree of the Vedas. The Vedas are like a desire tree. Whatever you want, you can get from the Vedas. What do you want? You want to be a king? Okay, there's a yagya you can do. In your next life you can be a king. Do you want to go to heaven? Oh, there's a yagya you can do to go. Do you want 20 children? Oh, there's a yagya you can do to get sons. So whatever you want, you can go to the Vedas and fulfill those desires. So the Vedas are a desire tree. However, you can take from the Vedas what you want. But what do the Vedas want to give you? So what does the tree want to give you? It's fruit. So that the fruit of the Vedas is this Srimad Bhagavatam. And unlike other fruits, like mangoes, mangoes are very juicy and delicious. But you don't eat the skin. The skin you have to throw away. And the pip, you don't eat the pip either. You throw it away. But this fruit of Srimad Bhagavatam has no skin and no pip. It is a pure nectar. Drava samyutam. And it is completely liquid. What does that mean, completely liquid? Shukamukadamrita drava samyutam. Just as when a mango is ripe, but if a parrot will come and peck the mango and break the skin a little, then it becomes even sweeter. So because this Srimad Bhagavatam has been touched by the lips of Shukadeva Goswami, the son of Vyasadeva, it has become even sweeter. And it is liquid. Why is it liquid? Oh, that is a great mystery. Why is it considered liquid? Because liquid flows down. Quick demonstration. Liquid flows down. So this divine rasa flows by itself down from Shukadeva Goswami to Sutta Goswami to Shaunaka Rishi, and in this way through the Guru Parampara, and it reaches us. And how does it flow? In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the text of Srila Rupa Goswami, that is written by the inspiration of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to reveal the nectar, the Rasa Amrita of Srimad Bhagavatam. There he is explained, Aisham swa parasambandha niyamo nirnayo hi yaha sadaranyam tadevaktam bhavanam purvasuribihi. It means, if there is an audience and they're sitting, like as you are sitting, and listening to the sweet pastimes of Krishna described in Srimad Bhagavatam, then those who they have ekagrata, chitta, one-pointed, they're listening with one-pointed attention. Tasmad ekena manasi. Then they become absorbed in those beautiful pastimes. And they begin to identify with the feelings of the devotees in that lila. It may be that they're hearing the pastime of Madhya Yashoda, running after baby Krishna who's broken the pot of yogurt in the kitchen. She's trying to catch him and bind him. So they become absorbed in thinking of love for Krishna from the perspective of Madhya Yashoda. They may be thinking of the gopis of Vrindavan who've been abandoned in the middle of the night by Sri Krishna, and they're weeping on the bank of Jamuna. And the devotees who are listening so attentively, and they become so absorbed in the personalities, the characters in Srimad Bhagavatam, Aisham swa parasambandha, they lose awareness of whether this emotion they're hearing about belongs to a person in the story or to themselves. They lose the sense of discrimination, whether they are a listener sitting here listening to a katha, or whether they are a person within the lila. And at that time, the transcendental ecstatic prem, the love of the associates of Krishna in this eternal lila. Don't think that Krishna's lila was 5,000 years ago and you missed it. Krishna's lila is nitya lila. And at that moment, when the flow of Harikatha is going, it's manifesting there and then. And Krishna is present with all of his associates. And so those who are absorbed in identifying with them, then their eternal ecstatic love, nitya siddhasya bhavasya prakatyam vriddhi, it overflows from them and it goes into the hearts of the audience of those who are listening. And they experience bhakti rasa. And therefore it is said, this rasa is a liquid of the mature fruit of the desire tree of the Vedic literatures, because when the pure Vaishnava speaks Srimad Bhagavatam, the Leela manifests there and then, and the ecstatic prema rasa flows from the hearts of Krishna's associates, and it runs down and fills the hearts of the audience. And then they in turn, they speak these pastimes to the next generation, and this is called the Bhagavat Parampara. It is a parampara. It may be Diksha Parampara, there may be Diksha involved in it or no Diksha involved. But where the rasa is flowing down from the eternal Leela, from generation to generation, through the medium of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, that is called Bhagavat Parampara. Shukamukadamrita drabasam yatam. Why has this nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam become more beautiful, being touched by the lips of Shukadeva Goswami? Because Shukadeva Goswami is a Rasik Shiromani. He's a crushed jewel of the connoisseurs of transcendental love. And so he's presented the Leelas of Krishna in such a wonderful way that the rasa of this Leela becomes fully ripe and fully mature. For example, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 21 is called Venugit. Are some of you familiar with Venugit? So there, it's described how Krishna is quite young and the gopis of Vrindavan are quite young. And they have not met closely with each other yet. Only they see Krishna leaving the village in the morning, going out to take the cows to graze in the pastures, in the foothills of Giriraj Govardhan. And they feel separation from him during the day, and they're yearning for him to return in the evening. And when Krishna goes to the forest, he begins to play his flute. And just as you ignite a fire in wood, and that fire that was already present in the wood as a potential bursts out, and the wood turns to ash. So in the same way, the sound of Sri Krishna's flute ignites a fire in the heart of the young cowherd damsels of Braja. The fire of Anurag, deep love. And that burns to ash all their dedication to Vedic Dharma. Even Sarva Dharmam Prityaja Mamekam Shanam Praja. It burns their shyness, the fear of their elders and their relatives. And they very strongly make a sankalpa, a vow, somehow or other, I must meet with Krishna. Not for their own happiness, but for Sri Krishna's happiness. Because when Sri Krishna plays upon his flute, he plays in such a karun rag, such a pathetic melody, that gopis feel that if I don't go and meet with him, he may die. He's calling me. He cannot live without me. I must go there at any cost. So there, Braj gopis have said, Gopya kimacharadayam kushalam smaveno damodaradra sudam api gopikanam punkte swayam yadavashistara samhradinyo rishattuto srumumuchustaravo yadadya. Krishna has gone into the forest, and the Braja gopis are kept in their homes by their mother-in-laws and other family members. But they can hear the sound of his flute. And one says to her, Sakhi, her friend, O Sakhi, what austerities did Krishna's flute perform in a previous lifetime? I want to know, in a previous life, where did Krishna's flute take baths? Which holy places? Which pilgrimages did he go on? What fasts did he perform? What brats, what mantra did he chant? That in this life, he has the chance to always be with Krishna. So these words are filled with jealousy, actually. The love for Krishna is so intense that they feel jealous of a piece of bamboo. Because this bamboo is always in Krishna's hand. He tucks it in his belt, he sticks it in his turban sometimes. Even when he goes to sleep at night, he keeps it under his pillow. And when it's time to play the flute, then with his fingers, he caresses the body of the flute and kisses the mouth of the flute. And then he's not actually playing a tune. Gopis don't think that Krishna is playing a tune on the flute, but rather when Krishna kisses the flute, then the flute in ecstasy goes, ooh, starts to. The flute itself is singing in the ecstasy of the touch of the lips of Krishna. So, Gopya kimatra dayam kushalam svabeno. What austerities, my dear Saki, did this flute perform in a previous life? Damodaradara sudam apigo pikamanam. That this flute is drinking the nectar of the lips of Damodar, Sri Krishna. Damodar refers to Sri Krishna, who was bound by the ropes of love. He's submissive to the love of his devotees. Apigo pikanam means, you know that Krishna is a gopa, a cowherd boy, and we are gopis. So the nectar of his lips belongs to us. But this flute is just a piece of bamboo. How come he's stealing the nectar of Krishna's lips right before us? Bhungte swayam yadavasisya rasam radinyo. Bhungte swayam. Himself is enjoying. Swayam means independently. One of the symptoms of Prem, Sarva bhuteshu ya pasyat bhagavad bhavam atmana bhuteshu bhagavat tattvam esha bhagavatottama, is those who are Maha Bhagavat, on the highest level of Prem, when they look, they see their own love in everyone else. As they love Krishna, they see that love in others, moving and non-moving living entities, while themselves they feel, I have no love at all. This is the symptom of Prem, of the Mahabhagavats. So the gopis are thinking, oh, the love that they have, they see it in the flute. So they are Sakis, they are friends of Radhika. And among gopis, there is a group leader. And the group leader meets with Krishna, and the Sakis, the friends, they arrange for the group leader to meet with Krishna. They sometimes dance with Krishna themselves, but not independently, not without the permission of the group leader. So one gopi is saying, Bhungte swayam yada, look at this flute, he's independently meeting with Krishna and kissing him without any permission from Radhika. This is a terrible thing. Bhungte swayam yada vasistarasam radhinyo. And just see that if a child becomes successful in their life, how do the parents feel? Very happy, very happy. So who are the parents of this flute? The flute came from the bamboo trees on the bank of the Jamuna. So the mother of the flute is the Jamuna river, because she's, just as a mother gives breast milk and nourishes a child, so the Jamuna is nourishing the trees on the bank of the Jamuna. And the other trees, they're the dynasty of the flute. So when Sri Krishna is wandering on the bank of the Jamuna, takes the flute to his lips and begins to play. Then the river Jamuna becomes full of joy, because the lotuses in the river all open, like eyes looking. And the trees on the bank of Jamuna, they're also in ecstasy, and they begin to cry in the form of honey dripping from the honeycombs in their branches. So gopis are saying, just see, if I were to go and meet with Krishna, then my parents would be very upset. Right? They would be very upset, because gopis are not married to Krishna, they're married to others. And their love for him is secret. But this flute is so fortunate that The mother, father, and the whole dynasty of this flute, when he meets with Krishna, then they're all smiling with lotus flowers and crying with honey. So how much fortunate this flute is compared to me. Or another meaning, Srimad Bhagavatam, every verse, every word, every letter has not one meaning, but many, many meanings. It is unlimited. Krishna Tulya Bhagavat Vibhusa Vaswai Prati Sloke Prati Akkare Nana Artakar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, just as Krishna is all-powerful, all-pervading, and the greatest, so is Srimad Bhagavatam. Just as Krishna is the shelter of all existence, so is Srimad Bhagavatam. Prati Sloke Prati Akkare Nana Artakar. In every verse, no, in every letter of Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, there are many, many meanings. So here one meaning. Bhumte swayam yadavashishta rasam hridinyo hrishattato sumukus taravo yatharyaha. Just see, the Arya, the elder relatives are weeping. By this Radharani is thinking, oh, my mother-in-law Jatila, she's an old woman. But even she, being an old woman, when she sees how young and beautiful and attractive Shri Krishna is, and when he plays upon his flute, then she cries, fie on me, fie on me. Why was I not born so many years later? If I were young, then I could meet with him. But alas, alas, I was born too soon. So the Radharani is thinking, the elder generation, they're crying that they cannot be related to Krishna in a romantic mood. So this is some example of Venu Geet. It is the bhav, the ecstasy called Purva Rag. The love that the gopis of Vrindavan feel, Purva Rag, before they had the chance to meet closely with Krishna. So there's rasa in this. In this love there's rasa. But this rasa is the fruit in which this rasa exists, is in the stage called Tarunavasta. It's young. When fruit first appears on the tree, then the juice is not fully sweet. So it's in the state, the fruit is in the state Tarunavasta. It's a young fruit. So Shukadeva Goswami is introducing the Prema Rasa in its young stage. Gradually, his Qatar of Srimad Bhagavatam is unfolding. He comes to chapter 29. In chapter 29, see, Krishna can no longer tolerate separation from the gopis, and gopis can no longer tolerate separation from him. So Bhagavana Pitara 3 Shad Utfulla Mallika Viksharantam Manaschakre Yogamaya Upashritaha. Shukadeva Goswami says that on the full moon night of the Sharad season, the autumn season, then Viksharantam Manaschakre, Krishna made up his mind, tonight will be the night. He went to his bedroom. He told his friends, I am very tired, I want to have a long sleep. Stay outside my room and guard my door, make sure no one comes in. And then he closed the door, and his coward boyfriend slept outside the door, and they rested and took turns to guard that no one should come in. And then Krishna escaped over the balcony and into the forest, going through the forest in the middle of the night from Nandagaon. Gradually, he made his way to Bansi Bhat in Vrindavan. Sriman Rasa Rasarambi Bansi Bhat Tatastataha Karshan Venu Swaner Gopi Gopinata Sriyestuna. And standing beneath the Bansi Bhat tree, Krishna took his flute to his lips and began to play. In his heart, he was simply seeing the face of Vrishabhanu Nandini, the daughter of Vrishabhanu Maharaj, Srimati Radhika. And he was thinking of her, just like an archer. Perhaps you know, when the Pandavas were young, and they were in the Gurukul of Dronacharya. At that time, Dronacharya is asking his students, aim your arrow at the bird in the tree. So he asked the student, aim Tell me what you see. He said, I see the tree, I see the sky. He said, sit down. He called another one. Aim your arrow. What do you see? I see the branch, I see the bird. No, sit down. Then he called Arjun. Arjun, aim your arrow. Arjun aimed his arrow. Dronacharya said, what do you see? He said, the eye of the bird. Anything else? No, I only see the eye of the bird. So just as an archer, expert archer, is completely focused on his target, in the same way, Sri Krishna's heart was completely focused on the beautiful smiling face of Srimati Radhika. And in that way he began to play, and he was aiming the sound of his flute to her. But because Radhika is Krishna's Purna Shakti, and all the gopis, they're not human beings, they're not ordinary young ladies. Radhika is Krishna's Purna Shakti, and each gopi of Vrindavan is the Kaya Vyuha Roop, the expansion of Radhika. Srimati Radharani, she wants to love Krishna in thousands and thousands of different ways at the same time. So to fulfill that desire to please Krishna, she's expanded herself. Each one of her ecstatic emotions has taken a murti, a form. Her Lalit Bhav became Lalita, her Vishesh Bhav became Vishaka, her Rati became Rati Manjari, her Roop became Rupa Manjari. In this way, all the flavors of Radhika's love have become embodied in the gopis of Vrindavan. But in the Leela, by the influence of Yoga Maya, each one has an individual abhiman, and they consider themselves cowherd girls. They have to wake up in the morning and milk the cows, churn the yogurt, collect the cow dung. Though they are superior to Lakshmi Devi herself, but they live like simple gopis, cowherd girls. So because Radhika is the origin of all, when Krishna's flute was aimed at her, it called her and she came, but all the other gopis are included in that. So they also abandoned whatever they were doing and they ran to meet with Krishna. Some of them were babysitting. They just put down they didn't have babies themselves. They were babysitting their neighbors' babies. They just put the neighbors' babies down and they ran to Krishna. Some were boiling milk on the fire. They ran away and the milk boiled over. Some were making chapatis on the fire. They just left and the chapati burst into flames. Some of them were putting on their cosmetics on one eye. But when they heard the sound of Krishna's flute, they couldn't wait. They just ran with the cosmetics only on one eye. Some of them were putting on some jewelry. They became so bewildered. They put their waist bells around their neck and the necklace around their waist. So in this way, in a state of disarray, all Braj Gopis came running through the forest in the middle of the night, and they arrived there at the Bansi Bhat where Krishna was playing his flute, and they stood around him on all sides. And when they saw him, they became very shy. They've just broken all the rules of Dharma. They've scuppered their chances of happiness in this life and any future lives by leaving their homes and their families and their husbands just to please Krishna. And they stood around him and shyly they looked down and they thought, well, Krishna called us, so he should say something, he should speak first. And Krishna was thinking, no, they should speak first. So there was a silence, a long silence. Long silence. But when it comes to the male and female temperament of being stubborn, then the ladies always win. So Krishna realized that then they're not going to speak, so I'll have to break the silence. So Krishna spoke in a very strange way. He said, Swagatam ba mahabhaga Priyam kim karavami va Brajasanamayam kachit bruta kamanakaranam Rajanyesha gaura rupam gaura satpani sevitam Pratiyata prajam neha steham srivi sumadyamaha. My dear gopis, welcome to the forest of Vrindavan. Very official language. Welcome to the forest of Vrindavan. Why did you come here exactly? Perhaps was there some problem in your house? Is that why you came here? You can tell me. Speak freely. Krishna himself called them. He drove them insane by the sound of his flute. And now they're here, he's asking, well, why did you come? It was very shocking for them. But why is he saying that? Raja Nyesha Gaura Rupam. Krishna said, this forest is very dark and full of ferocious animals. And what's more, I am a Bhakka Brahmachari. So I never associate with any ladies. So I think if you've come to see the forest at night, illuminated by the moon, then now you've seen it. Pratiyata brajam nehasteham sripi sumatama. Pratiyata brajam. Go, Pratiyata brajam. Go back to Braj. Na heyasteham. Don't stay here. Go back to Braj, don't stay here. Gopis were devastated. We left everything, we abandoned everything for Krishna, and he's just sending us away. They began to mark the ground with their toenails, drawing on the ground. And tears were flowing from their eyes. Maivam vibhoti bhavan gaditam risamsam sanchaja sarva vishayantava padamulam bhakta bhajasya duravagra macha jasvan devo yatari purusho bhajate mumukshun. Oh Krishna, it's quite improper. It's really not befitting that you speak such heartbreaking words to us who have abandoned everything just to please you, just to serve you. We have heard that a great sage named Gargacharya, he said, Tasmin nandot majo yamte narayana samo gunai. He said to your father, O Nanda Maharaj, your son will have qualities just like Lord Narayan. So Lord Narayan is such a person, Devo yatadi purusho bhajate mumukshun. If someone goes to the deity of Lord Narayan and prays, oh my Lord, please give me mukti, liberation, impersonal liberation, to enter into the Brahmajyoti, then he even reciprocates with them, even though they have no desire to serve him. Huh? Right? So yes, take liberation. Boom. What they want, Supreme Lord gives. And he benefits nothing from that. What benefit does the Supreme Lord get from someone who gets nirvana, moksha, sarupya, sayujya mukti, impersonal liberation? Nothing. There's no love, there's no bhakti in that at all. But still he reciprocates. So we have heard that Garga Muni said, you have qualities like the Supreme Lord, so you should reciprocate with us. And it's not as if we've come to get something for ourselves and nothing for you. We've come to get nothing for ourselves and to give everything to you. So how much more you should reciprocate with us, Krishna? Krishna didn't respond. So then Srimati Radhika, she said, Sinchanganastwadadaramritapurkena Hasavaloka kalagita charichayagnim No chedvayam virhajaryupayukta deha Jaina yama padayo padavim sakete. Oh Krishna, you told us that we should follow Dharma and go back to our homes and serve our family members. That we should follow Dharma. So I have a question for you about Dharma. If someone, either deliberately or by accident, lights a fire in someone's house and their house is about to burn down, then what is their dharmic duty? Can they walk away? Their dharmic duty is at once they must immediately put out that fire. That's the. So you are speaking to us about Dharma, but you yourself, are you following Dharma? Because you have also lit a fire. Hasavaloka kalagita charichagnim. Oh Krishna, by your beautiful smile, by the loving glance of your lotus eyes, and by the sound of your flute, you have ignited the fire of Kam, amorous desire in our hearts. So it should be your dharma to put out that fire. And this fire is not an ordinary fire. It's a vast inferno. In other words, the gopis desire to please Krishna as his lovers. That desire is like a blazing inferno. So it cannot be extinguished with a few drops. It should be extinguished with a flood of nectar. Amrita pura kena means a flood of nectar. Krishna said, where will I get a flood of nectar from? Even to get just a little bit of nectar is very difficult. You know? How did the Devatas get the Amrita? All the demigods and all the demons, they had to churn the ocean of milk. It was very hard work. And so many incarnations of the Lord, 5 incarnations of the Lord were involved. Kurma avatar was underneath them under a mountain. One form of Lord Vishnu was on the top of the mountain keeping it steady. Another form of Vishnu, Ajit, was churning along with the demigods. And then Dhanvantari, another incarnation of the Lord, appeared with the Amrita. And then Mohini Murti. So 5 avatars of the Lord it took just to get one pot of nectar. And all the demigods and demons collaborating with each other. So where will I get a flood of nectar from? Gopi said, Tadadaramrita purakena. Oh Krishna, we know that there's an unlimited flood of nectar in your lips. And by that you should extinguish the blazing fire within our hearts. And if you don't put out this fire, then Viharajapyupayukta Deha will be like Sati. You know the history of Sati? When she went to the Daksha Yagya, because her father had committed an offense to Mahadev, Lord Shiva. So Sati, she wanted to give up her life, because that was her connection with her father, who was a Vaishnava Aparadi. He made an offense to the great Lord Shiva. So Sati went to the Daksha Yagya, and she sat in meditation. And feeling separation from her husband, Lord Shiva, the fire of separation came from within. And she was incinerated. So Gopi said, Krishna, if you send us home, then we'll sit here and we'll all be incinerated by the fire of separation. And then what will happen? In Gita, Krishna said, Yam yam vapisman bhavam chadyatyanti kalevram tam tamevaiti konteya. Whatever you remember at the time of death, you go there. So Krishna, when we give up our bodies completely absorbed in you, then in our next life we'll come back to you. And you will have to accept us. And if you don't accept us in that life, we'll do it again. And we'll do it again and again and again. So, Sakete, if you're our Saka, if you're our friend, why would you want to subject us to this? So either, Krishna, you accept us now, today, or you accept us at some point in the future, but we'll never give up. This is Gopi's prayer. What a love. Have you heard of such a love before? Is there any such love like that in this world? This is a divine, transcendental love. So then Krishna laughed and said to them, oh, actually when I told you to go home and everything, I was joking. Because that's Krishna's nature. He likes to laugh and joke and put people in anxiety, and then... So then Krishna, he embraced gopis and began to dance with them. Gopi said to him, why did you tell us to go home? Krishna said, I never told you to go home. The gopi said, yes, you said, Pritiyata Brajam, Pritiyata Brajam, return to the village of Braj. Na iha stayam, not here stay. Return to the village of Braj, not here stay. Krishna, I never said that. I said, Pratiyata Brajam na. Don't go to Braj, iha stayam, stay here. Because Krishna is very tricky. You see? Nothing about Krishna is straight. Everything he does is crooked. Look how he's standing. You see, Gaur Nitai, they're straight. Krishna, crooked everywhere. So Krishna is very tricky. I didn't say go, don't stay here. I said stay, don't go. So then Krishna began to dance with the Braja Gopis. So just as when a fruit is slowly becoming ripe, but before it's quite ripe, there's still a little bitterness. So that is called Kasai Avastha. So at that point when the gopis came to meet with Krishna, and he told them, what are you doing here? Go home. The love is there, the prema ras is there, but there's some bitterness in it. Right? Yeah. But then when Krishna accepted them, and he began to dance in the moonlight on the bank of Jamuna, it was so beautiful. And Krishna expanded himself to dance with each and every gopi. Right? You know that. He expanded himself into millions of forms to dance with each and every gopi. But by Yogamaya, each gopi thought, he's only dancing with me, not with anyone else. So they were thinking, for so many years, we had fallen in love with Krishna, we wanted to meet with him. And finally, we left everything and we came to meet with him. And thousands of gopis all came to meet with him at the same time on the same night. But he's only dancing with me. And each gopi became Sobhagyamada. Sobhagyamada means intoxicated with the feelings of their own great fortune. So tasam tatsamagadavidam vikshamanam takeshava prashamaya prasadaya tatraiva antadiyata. Seeing the intoxication of pride among Braj gopis, Krishna disappeared from Rasalila. Why did he disappear? There are a number of reasons. First, what is our theme tonight? Our theme tonight is we're discussing how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed that Srimad Bhagavatam is the highest literature because it's the embodiment of rasa, and that rasa is mature. So we're tracing through Srimad Bhagavatam the expertise of Shukadev Goswami in his presentation to us, his fortunate audience, the gradual maturity of Prema Bhakti Rasa. So when Krishna accepted the gopis and began to dance with them, now the fruit of Prema Rasa became pakka. It became ripe. But ripe is one thing, but there's something more. That is paripakka. When it's just almost, not just ripe, but almost overripe, that's when the sweetness appears in the fruit. It becomes even sweeter, even more nectarian there. So Krishna, who's expert at relishing rasa, saw that the love of gopis was pakka, it was ripe, but he wanted to make it paripakka. Paripakka. Fully matured, fully ripened the rasa. And how to do that? Bharat Muni in his Natya Shastra, he has said, Na bina vi pralambena sambhogam pushtim ashnute. That the joy of meeting together cannot come to its highest conclusion, it cannot be nourished to its highest maturity without separation. And that's why Sri Krishna disappeared from the Rasalila and threw all Brajagopis into an ocean of separation. They were searching for Krishna everywhere. Krishna, where are you? They became mad. They were speaking even to the trees. Chuta pravala pasanasana ko vidava jambaka bilva pakulambra kadamba nipa ye nye parata yamuna Upakula Samsantu Krishna Padavim Srutibir Samsantu Krishna Padavim Rahitat Manamnaha. Oh mango tree, oh rose apple tree, oh bilva tree, oh arka tree, please tell me, have you seen Krishna? He has stolen my heart and run away. I have to find him. He's taken my mind. Now I've become completely mindless. So I have to find him to get my mind back. Gopis were speaking to the trees, but the trees gave no answer. They thought, oh, all these trees are masculine. Vriksha. So these trees, they're masculine. So they cannot understand the heart of us ladies. So they're not giving an answer. Let's ask Tulsi. Kachit Tulsi Kalyani Govinda Charna Priya. Oh Tulsi, have you seen Krishna walking this way, decorated with the garland of your leaves and manjaris? Tulsi also didn't reply to the gopis. They thought, oh, she also can't, and though she's female, but she still can't understand us because she doesn't know about separation. What does Tulsi know about separation? Tulsi is always on the feet of Krishna. So what does she know about separation? She's always with him. So they continued to search, but they couldn't find him. And they found his footprints. And next to those footprints of Krishna, they saw the footprints of one gopi. Because it turns out that Krishna had not disappeared alone, but he'd taken with him Shrimati Radhika. Anaya radito nunam Bhagavan Hari Ishvara Yano Vihaya Govinda Prito Yam Manayadraha. Gopi said, this particular gopi must have worshipped Bhagavan, Lord Narayan, more than any of us. Because her life has become so successful. Because Krishna has abandoned all of us to be alone just with her. Who is that? Srimati Radhika. It's very significant. Someone may say, which among the gopis, whose love is the greatest? If someone will say, Radharani's love is the greatest among all the gopis, then that's not perfectly correct. Why? Because Radhika does not have more love than any other gopi of Vrindavan. The fact that Krishna took her to be alone with her, abandoning everyone else, means that Radhika has more love than all the gopis of Vrindavan put together. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. This is the message of Srimad Bhagavatam. This is what satisfied the heart of Krishna, that his Radhika was being glorified. This is why only Vyasadeva could be satisfied once he manifested Srimad Bhagavatam. So finally they were wondering, and they found that Krishna had also at some point left Srimati Radhika alone, and she had fainted. Ha nata ramana presta kwasi kwasi mahabhuja jasyaste kripanayame sakke dashaya sannidhim. Oh Ramana Prastha, my beloved, whose arms are so strong, where are you, where are you? And Radhika fainted in separation. And the other gopis came and found her, and when they saw Radhika in separation, then they realized that Radhika is like a great conflagration, a great fire of Prem, and we are like small fireflies in comparison to her. So before, each gopi was thinking, I am the greatest because he's only dancing with me. But now, seeing the separation of Radhika, they all acknowledged her love is the greatest. Now what happens when you give respect, when you give honor to a person who has bhakti, or if you have bhakti, who has more bhakti than you? What happens? Yes, their love overflows and comes to you. That's why we do Guru Puja. Why do we worship our Guru every day? Because our spiritual master is the embodiment of Prem. And when we honor those who have love, then that love spreads and comes to us. You see? So though the rasa of love between Krishna and the gopis was pakka, it was ripe. When they all acknowledged the supreme position of Radhika, then her great Mahabhav overflowed. Then the love of all the gopis came to a higher level. So when Sri Krishna, seeing them all weeping on the bank of Jamuna, crying, Jayati Teyadikam Janmana Braja Shrayatu Indira Shashwadatrahi Daita Drisyatam Dikshutavakas Tvaidrita Shavas Tvamichinvate. Oh Krishna, ever since you took birth in this Braja, all Braja Mandal became so glorious. It's as if Lakshmi Devi herself came to live here and she's decorating Braja Mandal. Everyone is so happy. Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, is taking a broom and sweeping in Braj. Everyone in this world, they want, oh Lakshmi, Lakshmi, give me Lakshmi. Give me wealth and success and prosperity. But Lakshmi Devi has become a beggar in Vrindavan and sweeping the street. So how fortunate is that Vrindavan? So gopis are saying, in that place wherein there is the topmost fortune, where everyone is happy, only we are unhappy. In that place where every single desire of everyone is completely fulfilled, we are such wretched persons that not even one of our desires is fulfilled. Because all we want to do is serve and please Krishna, and he's abandoned us. So how unfortunate we are. And they're weeping. This is Shukadeva Goswami is presenting this Gopi Geet. So when Krishna saw the separation of Radharani, Radharani said, Yate sujata chananam buruham staneshu Bitashanai priyadadi mahikakasheshu Tainata vimmata sitad vyatateina kimsut Kurpadi bibramati di bhavadayushamna. O Krishna, your feet are softer than the petals of a lotus flower. When I'm alone with you and I take your lotus feet and hold them on my heart, then I lower your lotus feet onto my heart very, very slowly, thinking that you may feel some discomfort or pain from the touch of my breast being so hard in comparison to your lotus feet. So now, if I feel fear to hold your feet on my heart, how am I feeling now when you're wandering around with barefoot in the dark forest at night? You might step on a sharp stone. Alas, alas, where would you rather be? Stepping on stones in the forest or keeping your lotus feet on my heart? Krishna, return at once. Just thinking that you may feel any pain, my mind is completely bewildered. I cannot stay alive, bhavadayu shamnaha. And therefore, O Krishna, if I cannot serve you, if you will not accept my service, Radharani said, if you will not accept my service, then at least let me serve you in this way. Let me give up my life right now. All of us gopis will give up our life right now, and what is left of our ayu, what is left of our lifespan, we donate that to you so you can have a long happy life in Prayojan. And as Radhika expressed that without the chance to serve Krishna, she wanted to give up her life. Krishna could not check himself any longer. The whole time he was watching everything that was going on. He was seeing their love. He was watching how they were talking to the trees, how they became so mad they were imitating. I'm still wearing your garland. And holding his cloth around his neck like this. Why? Because in Vedic culture, you wear this galavastra. The galavastra is a sign of humility. And if you hold your galavastra like this, it means, please forgive me. I made a mistake. I made an offense. I abandoned you. Oh gopis, please don't abandon me. If you leave me, I will die. And smiling in this way, looking very shyly, Krishna was sakshan manmata manmata. That means that as Cupid is beautiful and can attract the mind of everyone in this world, Cupid has conquered the world. But Krishna was so beautiful, he conquers the hearts of millions of Cupids. He was so beautiful at that moment, he'd never been that beautiful ever in his pastimes, ever in his life. That's why it says, Tasam avirbhut shori. Shori, avirbhav, means he appeared. So someone may say, well, Krishna appeared, whatever, so many years before on Janmashtami. No, he appeared here means that at that moment when he came back to the Rasalila, he was so beautiful, it was as if no one had ever seen him before. His beauty was completely new and fresh, incomparable. So Yogamaya was helping him because Krishna was afraid that gopis would reject him after he had cruelly abandoned them. So because of that fear, Yogamaya means agatan gatana patiyasi shakti, the power to make the impossible possible. So at that moment, Yogamaya made Krishna so beautiful, it's impossible to be that beautiful. So gopis could not resist. And they accepted him again. And again the Rasalila began, but now the rasa had come from Tarunavasta, its young, immature stage, during Venugit Purvarag, to the Kasayavasta, the bitter stage when Krishna told them to go home, to the Pakwa stage, the ripe stage when Rasalila began, and then after separation had increased their love, and seeing the love of Radharani had raised everyone's level of Prem to the highest level. Now when Krishna returned, the ras was paripaka, completely mature. And they began to dance together. And therefore it is said, Nigamakam patro galitam palam shuka mukadamrita drava samyatam. The Srimad Bhagavatam, coming from the lips of Shukadeva Goswami, is the mature, fully mature, juicy fruit of the Vedas. Because Shukadeva Goswami is so expert that he's narrating in such a way that our love can grow and mature along hearing the gradual maturation of the gopis' love and attain that highest prem simply by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Pravistakana Randrena Swavan Bhava Suroham Dunati Sharanam Krishnam Shalilasya Yata Sharat Yashun Vai Shuryamanayam Krishne Paramapurushe. Sutta Goswami said, just as in the summer season, the lakes of water become muddy and cloudy, but then the rainy season comes, and so much fresh rain falls down, and then the autumn season comes, and all the lakes become crystal clear, and the lotus flowers appear. So in the same way, Pravistakana Randrena, when the beautiful narrative of Srimad Bhagavatam, coming from the lips of a pure realized devotee who has love for Krishna, when that Srimad Bhagavatam sound enters into the holes of our ears, then our heart, which was muddy, becomes completely clear. And upon the lotus of our heart, see, Krishna takes his seat there and becomes captured by Prem. This is the glory of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam as revealed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jai Sachidanand Gohari ki jai, Vare Vrindavan Vihai Lala ki jai, Vare Saniwali ki jai, Jai Jai Sri Radhe